What is your name and age? Lady Cloudine asked. It's Layla, my lady. I'm 12, Layla replied politely. Cloudine raised an eyebrow. Really? I thought you were younger. You're very small. Layla lowered her eyes. That's the second time someone has told me that today. But I have to stay calm. Think of Uncle Bill. Can you play the piano? Cloudine asked next. Pardon, no, my lady. I've never even seen such a big piano before. You must know this song, though. No, my lady, this is the first time I've heard it. Cloudine sighed. Never mind, then. Do you know how to make artificial flowers? No, my lady. How about a game of dice? I've never played before. Card games? I don't know how, my lady. Chess, then? No, my lady. Lady Cloudine stared at her for a long moment, her voice cold. Poor thing. You really don't know a single thing. I only waited for you because I thought you'd be fun, but what a waste of time this was. You're no better than a puppy. Layla felt her chest tighten. I just want to go home. I want to go back to the house where Uncle Bill is. But I'll have to wait. Lady Cloudine might return. Uncle Bill. Am I doing the right thing? Cloudine returned briefly, placing a box in Layla's hands. You can keep the dress. And this, too. Take it. It's polite to be grateful when someone gives you something. Do you understand? Layla nodded silently. I shouldn't dwell on this any longer, she told herself. I want to go home in good spirits. It's really nothing. Then someone called her name. Layla, she turned quickly. Who was that? That's the girl the groundskeeper is looking after, someone whispered. It's a good thing the Duke isn't here. Goodbye, Layla. Layla's heart thudded. I have to get out of here. Out of this strange and unfamiliar place. Uncle Bill must be waiting for me. She started to run. This place this whole day, it makes me feel absolutely awful. Then she saw him. The Duke, from just a glance, his red lips tilted at one corner in a faint smirk, and somehow, as soon as she became aware of his presence, the pain she had been feeling all over her body seemed to vanish, but his gaze had already done its damage. All she could think about were Cloudine's words, "You're no better than a puppy." Those words carved a deep scar into her heart. As she ran home, something rose in her throat, rippling just beneath the surface, threatening to spill over. It wasn't until she passed the woods and saw the warm glow of the house that she realized what that feeling was. It was sorrow. Bill knocked gently on her door. Aren't you going to the woods today? No, Uncle Bill, Layla replied quietly. I think I'll stay home. All right, he said softly. That was the second day she stayed in her room, looking crestfallen. Was the house always this quiet? Later, Layla walked up to Bill and gently placed something in his hands. You can have this, Uncle Bill. Lady Cloudine gave it to me. I see now why she's been feeling down since she visited the mansion, Bill said softly. You mean that young lady? Layla asked. Yes. Bill looked at her curiously. But why are you giving this to me? Layla lowered her eyes. Because I think it must be worth quite a lot. If it's worth a lot, you shouldn't just throw it away because you're upset, Bill said gently. Layla hesitated, then said, I thought about that. And you're right, it would be a bad thing to do. But if I gave it to you, maybe I could repay you a little. For everything you've done for me, so I wanted you to have it. Bill stared at her for a moment, heart aching. As soon as I saw Layla in that disheveled state, like she was trying to flee something, I knew something had happened at the mansion. Something that hurt her deeply. I was just turning a blind eye because I was afraid that asking her would make her cry. Damn the lot of them. Layla, he said at last, keep the money. And the gift? Pardon, I earned it, she asked, and sure. Yes, Bill said firmly. You worked for it. You had to deal with a bored aristocrat. It was a bloody awful job, but you did it. And you did well. So hold your head high and take what you deserve. It's only right. Is that so? Layla murmured. Of course it is, Bill replied. Congratulations on entering the adult world. Layla looked at him wide-eyed. But uncle, I'm still a child. Bill chuckled. If you can make your own living, you're an adult. And that's what you did, Layla. But it was only once. And it's just one gold, even then? Bill nodded. The world's full of good-for-nothings who never manage even that, no matter how old they are. That was a good first go. You're off to a strong start. You're going to become a fine adult. He looked at her with mock seriousness. You've been eating like a bird the past few days. You better clear your plate. You know I like kids who eat like cows, don't you? Layla giggled. Yes, Uncle Bill. If I keep eating lots, then I'll grow taller, won't I? I'm sure you will, Bill smiled. Why, did someone say something? Layla hesitated, then said, not really. But I must look too much like a child. Bill raised an eyebrow. That's because you are a child, says the man who just told you you were an adult, huh? They both laughed. Layla, do you want some apple juice? Yes, please. After a sip, Layla said thoughtfully, so Uncle Bill, if I earned this money, it wouldn't be wrong for me to spend it, right? Of course not. There must be something you want. I want to buy some notebooks. I used up all the old ones, Bill smiled. Then by all means, buy some more. Maybe even some colored pencils. Layla's eyes lit up. As you wish, Sir Bill. Is there anything you need, Uncle Bill? Layla asked. Bill raised a brow. Why, you planning to get something for me? What if I asked for something ridiculously expensive? Layla smiled earnestly. Then I'll save up lots of money and buy it for you, Bill chuckled. Well, that sounds great. They clinked their glasses of apple juice with a soft cheers. As they drank, Bill watched her thoughtfully. What a bright and charming child. She's small because of her slight build, but she's quite pretty. Someday, she's bound to become a lovely young lady. But then the thought darkened. Wait a minute. Beauty's like poison to a woman without means. My head's already throbbing just thinking about it. A pretty girl wandering the world alone, with nowhere to go. She's only bound to get into trouble. That's why I need to send her somewhere safe. Somewhere I can trust, but damn it, no such place exists. Damn this world to hell and everyone in it. Do you want some more? Bill asked, lifting the juice jug. Yes, please. Lila beamed. Bill watched her fondly. Am I going to live long enough to see her grow up and become a proper drinker? No, it's just for a little while. Just a little while. The days that followed were quiet and full of thought. Bill spent many of them wrestling with the question he didn't want to face. Why can't I raise her properly? Come back before it gets dark, he called out as Layla headed for the woods. Yes, Uncle Bill. The lovable nuisance who'd suddenly tumbled into his life one day had grown bit by bit. Her clothes, recently bought with her own money, fit her better now. Her skin was soft and milk pale. The tiny room, no more than a strong closet she'd once stayed in temporarily, was transforming. It now had a softness in the air, a quiet sense of gentleness, like a lady's room. And yet, in his eyes, she was still the same child, hopping cheerfully down the path. One day, she said brightly, it's full already. I'd better come back tomorrow. But before he knew it, the little girl had become an 18-year-old lady, face fresh and pretty like the roses he tended. Uncle Bill, you're back early today. She greeted him, still in Arvis, still with Bill Remmer. Look, Uncle Bill, she said, holding up a basket. What do you think? What's all that, then? Raspberries, isn't it an amazing haul? I'm going to pick more tomorrow. I'm planning to make raspberry jam. Bill raised an eyebrow, teasing. With this much, are you starting a jam-making business? Layla grinned. That's not a bad idea. I picked some peaches too. Would you like one? Sure. Hand one over. He bit into it. They've ripened. Must be summer again. Yes, that's right. Layla nodded. It's summer again. 201D. Exams are just around the corner, she thought to herself. My eyesight's been getting worse lately. If I save up a bit more, I should be able to get myself some glasses. She counted her jars of raspberry jam carefully. Will 30 jars be enough? If I sell them all, that'll be worth quite a lot. I'll go early tomorrow and pick even more. From the hallway, Bill's voice called out, Layla, it's getting late. Aren't you going to bed? No, I'm going to study a little longer, Layla said. Bill smiled gently. You're working hard. Don't push yourself too much. Make sure you get to bed soon. Yes, Uncle Bill. Good night. Studying and thinking back to long ago, Layla remembered when Uncle Bill first decided to send her to school. The people around him were against the idea. They argued, what's the point of sending an orphan child to school if you're only taking care of her for a short time? Their reasoning was harsh. Even if she ended up leaving, she should be married off to a suitable family or employed as a maid at the Duke's household, the life they expected for her. But despite their disapproval, Uncle Bill insisted she attend school. So, Layla followed in Uncle Bill's footsteps, learning little by little about the unfamiliar world every day. She discovered something new each day, And those moments when her curiosity was sated were the happiest she knew. Watching her, Uncle Bill would habitually say, "You're going to become a fine adult." Those words were like a spell to her. Every night, she'd fall asleep imagining herself grown up, a fine adult, just like he said. She couldn't wait to show him how much she'd grown. That would be the first way she could repay him for all he had done. And to do that, she would have to ace these exams. Then, she thought, I'll have a happy summer break. But summer also brought other thoughts about the Duke. The Duke had followed family tradition, enlisting in the Royal Military Academy and earning a commission as an army officer. He hadn't visited Arvis since 2 summers ago, having been sent to serve on the front lines overseas. He was due back at the estate this summer soon. The gunfire would start ringing out in the woods again. At Gillis Girls' School, one of Layla's friends asked, "Have you thought about what you're going to do over the break?" Another added, "I'm going on a trip with my family." When it was Layla's turn, she hesitated. "I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about it." Suddenly, someone pointed out, "Look at Layla." Since her eyesight had deteriorated, she had to squint to see clearly. She noticed Kyle waving from across the room, catching everyone's attention. "Guys, I'm off. See you tomorrow," she said. "Of course, go ahead," her friends replied. Layla walked over to Kyle. "What are you doing here? Wouldn't it have been easier to come to the house later?" Kyle shrugged. "I was just on my way, that's all." But Layla knew the truth. He had skipped tennis practice just to walk back from school with her. Behind him, his friends whispered in disbelief, "Where the hell has he gone? To see that girl again?" Kyle grinned and said, "Oh wow, I ran full tilt to see you. It's hot, want to get some of your favorite vanilla ice cream on the way back?" "Okay," Layla smiled. "I can't miss this golden opportunity to spend time with Kyle. There's a book I've been meaning to look at. Let's stop by the bookstore on the way." Kyle nodded. "All right." At the tennis club, someone shouted after him, "Tell those two that Kyle's coming to the club room tomorrow. I swear, I'm going to ban him permanently." Kyle just laughed. "I'll just have to take tomorrow as it comes." Kyle grinned, holding up the book. "The book you were talking about, is it the Encyclopedia of Birds?" Layla nodded. "Yes. The migratory birds are coming back soon, so I thought I'd keep a record of which birds return to the forest over the break." He chuckled. "Honestly, you love birds that much?" Kyle's expression shifted, a little nervous. "Is today the day I confess my feelings to you, tell you that I like you?" Layla blinked in surprise. "Do you have something you want to say to me, Kyle?" He quickly shook his head. "What? No. So, have you chosen what you want? Want to look at any more books?" "No, I'm only getting this one. Let's go home." As they walked, Kyle thought silently. "Not yet. Now's not the right time. I don't want to risk ruining our friendship by rushing into telling Layla how I really feel, especially when I don't know how she feels about me. Of course, as I see her becoming prettier every day, I do feel a bit impatient. But it's something I have to endure, just to keep seeing her smile like this for a long time. Honestly, maybe we don't need to start as lovers. We've known each other so long, wouldn't it be better to become husband and wife right away? Perfectly at ease with one another, loving each other deeply like we do now." Meanwhile, Layla was thinking, "I'm doing all right in my other subjects, but my geometry scores never seem to improve." Kyle smiled to himself, daydreaming. "We could get married right after college. I wonder what Layla will look like in a wedding dress. There's probably no bride more beautiful than her." Suddenly Layla broke the silence. "Why are you laughing?" He teased. "Oh, so you think it's hilarious that I failed my geometry test? I suppose you're good at geometry, so you just don't understand." "Wait, Layla," he called, quickening his pace to catch up. "By the way, have you heard the news?" "What news?" "The Duke will be returning soon." "It's been almost 2 years, hasn't it?" "I have no idea," she admitted. "Everyone at the mansion is making such a fuss about his arrival, but you don't seem bothered at all." Layla's voice dropped. "That's because I don't want to see him ever since that day. I haven't wanted to see him at all. Lady Cloudine summoned me to the mansion, neglected me, and then sent me away with her money, but the Duke, he made me feel infinitely more insignificant." She swallowed hard. "That incident left a scar worse than the scorn and persecution I endured as a child, wandering from one relative's home to another. Every time I saw the Duke, I was reminded of that day. I tried to avoid him at all costs, even when Lady Cloudine summoned me during her visit. I lowered my head deliberately so I wouldn't have to look at him. I hated him. He was a constant reminder of that painful memory I wanted to forget. Kyle's tone lightened. Shall I become an officer too? Like the Duke, receive medals, be a marksman who shoots through the hearts of his enemies. Pretty cool, right? Lela laughed. Have you forgotten? You can't even kill a chicken. Kyle groaned. Oh, come on. Why did you have to bring that up? She smiled knowingly. That's the incident from last year. Sometime last year, Uncle Bill caught Kyle yet again at the house. Why the hell do you keep coming here instead of going home? Not to mention, why does a rich kid like you eat here instead of at your own house? And eat so damn much, this will not do. From now on, that admin brat is banned from entering my house. Kyle pleaded. No, Uncle Bill. The only time I get to spend with Layla is here, with the excuse of studying together. I'll work for my food. I'll do anything you ask. Bill eyed him. Is that right? Fine. Your first mission. Go catch tonight's dinner. Bill muttered. You can't even catch a chicken. You're nothing but a useless parasite of the Edmund family. Kyle grinned at Layla. You know, Uncle Bill has never called me by my name. It's always that parasite this and that parasite that. Layla smiled. But you're such a nice parasite. He laughed. And now you're doing it too, but you like that. You're that kind of person. You're making fun of me, aren't you? No, I'm serious. I want your hands to be the hands that save people's lives, not shoot them. Wouldn't that be better? Kyle nodded thoughtfully. Of course. I'm going to be a doctor after all. Maybe I should become an army surgeon instead. Do they give medals to army surgeons too? It's an incredible job, saving lives. Surely they would. As they talked, a car approached. Kyle asked, Is that Dowager Herhart? Layla shook her head. No, probably Lady Herhart. I heard the Dowager dislikes cars. Kyle laughed. What? Why would she have something that so gently combines geometric beauty with technology? Layla frowned. Again with the geometry. What's wrong? My geometry notebook. I was going to show it to you today, but I left it at home. Seriously. Yes, I think I left it on my desk. Then I'll go home and wait for you. Come over in time for dinner and bring your notebook. Kyle smirked. Are you waiting for me or the notebook? The notebook, isn't it obvious? Oh, come on. I'm going to get upset. Take your time. Dinner won't be ready for a while anyway. I'll take care of it. See you later. Later, Layla wondered aloud, what should I make for dinner today? Meanwhile, the Duke said to his driver, Stop the car here. I'm going to take a walk. The driver replied, Then we'll wait nearby. No, it's all right. I'll walk. The driver thought, What is going on here? He arrived a week early. We barely managed to get the servants ready, and now he wants to walk all the way back alone. Then I'll sell the company. No, I'll see you back at the mansion. Of course, Your Grace. At the mansion, the Duke's mother said, You must become engaged this summer. He nodded. Yes, I ought to. She continued, It's your duty to marry at the appropriate time and produce an heir. The Duke's grandmother added, I thought Claudine would be the best lady, the perfect duchess. The Duke agreed readily. Claudine was a bride with excellent pedigree and great means. I will arrange a meeting with Claudine to coincide with your return to Arvis, his mother said. Yes, please do. At dinner, the Duke thought silently. Such is my life, perfect. Everything I want is handed to me so easily it's almost boring. I was the perfect child, the perfect student, the perfect officer. Now I will marry the perfect woman and become the perfect father, continuing the Herhart line as my grandfather and father did before me. On his walk, the Duke nearly collided with Layla, who was crossing by bicycle. She fell. Seeing her, he thought, that golden hair, could it be her? The little girl the groundskeeper wanted to take in for a while. The one who spent all day running around the woods burying dead birds. Layla, so she's still living on my estate. Layla hurriedly began gathering her books. I apologize, Your Grace, she said. Layla, the Duke said firmly, placing a hand on his leg, I am talking to you. She squeezed her hands nervously. Yes, Your Grace, please go on, I am listening. The Duke stepped aside to let her pass. Layla thought, if he was going to say something, why didn't he? I wonder if people know the Duke, the very paragon of aristocracy, acts like this. Is he going to walk all the way back to the mansion at this pace? Couldn't he use those long legs to walk faster? I certainly can't overtake him. The child had grown up. She was no longer a girl. She had become a woman. into Layla Llewellyn.